Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Alright guys, today I'm playing Dredge, the Lovecraftian fishing simulator. If you don't know who H.P. Lovecraft is, he is one of the best horror writers of all time, arguably. Inspired many of the greats we know today, specifically Stephen King. Look at his work in The Mist, that is very much Lovecraft inspired with the monsters. So let's play. Free fishing boat. Job listing, angler wanted. So that's my guy, the bearded fisherman's catman. Oh no, my boat. This game just came out today. Cost £20 on the PlayStation Store, playing it on the PlayStation 5. The moment I seen the trailer for this game, I was very much interested. Big fan of H.P. Lovecraft. The morning light fills your eyes, and you try to sit upright. You're lying on a cold wet dock where you collapsed the night before. A short man is shouting orders at a handful of workers disembarking from a boat nearby. The man notices you. Welcome to Greater Marrow, I must say. Quite dramatic, your first impression. I see you've already introduced yourself to the dragged rocks along the bay, says the mayor. Did you not see the lighthouse? It was shining right at you. Ah, well, I'm glad to see a new fisherman upright and breathing. Your boat was hopelessly damaged, and I've had a few of the locals move your things to one of our old vessels. We'll catch you up later to discuss the details in a more precise manner. I'll let you out there to catch some fish, see if you can fill your cargo, where you'll get your bearings from the light. Finally, I don't suppose I need to say this, but get back by sundown before the fog rolls in. Keep a close eye on the time. It can really creep up on you. Okay, straight to, what's my cabin pursuits? Met the mayor, sent you to catch some fish and find your bearings, so I need to catch a fish encyclopedia, all the fish I can catch, no messages. Okay, this is the map. Reminds me a lot of, what's that game? Sunless Sea? Yeah, Sunless Sea, which is also very Lovecraftian. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, turn on a light. What's this stuff? Spyglass, foghorn. There's no fuel or anything, it looks like. Oh, I can fish, here we go. Oh, yes, got a mackerel. Oh, it's got Resident Evil 4 mechanics for the inventory. Interesting. Can I inspect that? A floating boat buoy. It serves to mark the safe passage past the dangerous rocks and obscure hazard. Okay, let's just keep fishing then. Oh, another wee town over there. Yes! A cod. Can I fish more? Yes. I can already tell this game's going to be quite fun. Okay, so I can just keep fishing. It's only 10 AM. The time's moving quite fast though. Encyclopedia. Oh, tells you all the fishes I've caught. So I take it you go out at nights when you get the Cthulhu fish. If you don't know who Cthulhu is, he's one of the elder gods of the Cthulhu mythos. Okay, so if I'm Well, maybe I should explore the wee town over here, see what there is. Just keep in this wee cove for the moment being. Okay, so I can land here. You look lost, fisherman. You look lost, fisherman. Are you after somewhere to sell your catch? Greater Marrow on the west side of the bay. Keep an eye on the lighthouse, eh? Wouldn't want to lose sight of it for too long. How's the day treating you? What's it like working on the docks? As changeable as the weather. Most days is pretty quiet. The pay's not too great, but the work's straightforward. That suits me to a T. It's good to get that fresh sea breeze without actually being on the water. No offense. But you wouldn't get me out on the seas every day. What else can I do for you? I'll go. You enter a brightly lit shop that's packed with antiquities. The shelves full of jewellery and other baubles. An old man peers over you over silver spectacles. Hello, is it? No, I don't believe we've met. Forgive me, my eyes aren't what they used to be. I specialise in antiques and jewellery. I'll purchase any special trinkets you happen to have. Have you got anything nice with you today, perhaps? I do not. Okay, let's leave then. Maybe this is where I hone up on my non-existent voice acting skills. Okay, I don't have a medium one. Can I get this? Yes. Hey. Fishing all day long. Quite relaxing this game, especially when there's monsters in the ocean. It wouldn't bill itself as a Lovecraft game if there was no monsters. Nearly got a full catch here. Okay, got all the fish there. Don't have that. Okay. Oh, squid. Nice. Can I get more? More squid. Let's leave it there for tonight. Okay, we get panicked, so it's like suddenly see, go out at night and you'll... Oh! That's foreboding. But let's head in for the day. You step onto the dock at Greater Marrow. The mayor is waiting nearby. Fuck, what was his voice again? Ah, I see you've returned in one piece. Very good. You head off into town. We should discuss the matter of your boat. As I mentioned earlier, your boat is destroyed too badly to be repaired. However, they're more than happy to sell you the replacement vessel, your own to have. I understand you may not have the necessary funds on hand, so we'll consider it a loan. But I want to make this easy for you. Until your debt is repaid, a tiny portion of your fish sales will go to paying it off. Small interest towards improving the town. So to recap, you want to sell your fish at the local fish market, paying off your debt, and in return, keeping the population fed and satisfied. Understood? Definitely a different voice, but I prefer this one. Whether I sell the fish, a local fishmonger will appraise and purchase what you catch. He's open all hours. Off you go then, sell your fish while they're still fresh. Okay, off to the fishmonger. Oh, this guy's voice. You enter a squalid shack on the fringe of the marketplace. The familiar smell of fish fills the air. Flies buzz haphazardly around the downcast man behind the counter. You're a new fisherman, eh? I'm surprised I found a new one so fast. There's no sense in getting familiar. You'll be on your way like the rest of them soon, no doubt. Anyway, to business. I'll pay you for fish bigger and fresher means more money. Some species are worth more too. Other towns and islands might pay you differently, but while you've still got debt outstanding here, I'd suggest you work on paying it off first. So, let's see what you've got here. Okay, sell. Okay, oh, that's the engine. Oh, I could just press square to sell all fish. I wonder how much debt I've got left. The maid is standing outside the fishmonger's store. Excellent, I have no doubt you'll be able to provide for the town. Look, I found this down by the dock. I'm sure you'll be able to make use of it. Why don't you take it? Okay, what is it? Research part. A curious looking component could be used to develop the engine. Where do I place that? I'll stick that there. One last thing, a local shipwright mentioned she might be able to make some modifications to your ship. You should pay her a visit. Okay. Oh shit, I've only got $27 left. Easy. As you walk into the yard, you see the shipwright making repairs to a damaged hull. She looks up at you and briefly before turning back to work. Oh, trophy introductions. Complete the introductions quest. You must be the new fisherman. I can make improvements to your vessel in the yard. Mind you, I'm not in the business of doing favours round here. Payments is up front and everything takes some time to install. Also, if you take any damage on the rocks, or any damage at all, I can patch it up. Mostly. She shrugs and gestures towards the hull she's currently attempting repair. A number of wooden boards, all well above waterline, are splintered and scratched. Take a look around. Just remember, the bigger the better, and the longer it takes to install. So plan ahead. Okay, so what's you got? A weighted line. It strengthens to catch deeper fish. Don't have that money. What do I have? I've got the basic fishing pole. We're able to catch smallest fish. Catches shallow, and what do the other ones do? Coastal. I don't know what to get. Okay, so getting used to the controls. Don't need to repair anything, so exit repair mode. Right. What can I buy? A new engine. So what engine do I have? Kill your engine. 14 KN. What can the other one get me? 10 KN. So not worth it. Cloudy lens. I could buy those, but what's the point? I'll leave that for a while until later. What quest do I have? Or more just encyclopedia stuff. Oh, exotic fish. Okay, the evil fish, the aberrations. So all the areas: abyssal, hadal, volcanic, mangrove, oceanic, shallow, and coastal. Quite a lot to do in this game, so I've finished the mission for the night. You know what? I'll go back out and fish. See what there is at night time. Make a bit more money. just fish here at the docks. Maybe the fog's... Oh! Okay, I don't trust those eyes. Let's head back in. Too late to be fishing on day 1, or day 2 now. Let's see what happens when we sleep. I'll sell that fish to the fishmonger. What order? Flounder and eel. Shallow. Okay, I'll have to buy the shallow one. I'll do that now then. Let's stick that. Can I rotate it? Yeah. There we go. And then I will sleep for the night. Okay, so you just pick how long you want to sleep for. What can I do for you? Okay, so I can just pay off everything, all of it. Pay off my entire debt. Fantastic. Now what can I do for you? Ask about the works. Certainly, is there somewhere in particular you wish to know about? The Gale class. Well, the main port over there is called Infell. It's right on the approach to the cliffs. You can miss it. It's a whaling town, but I haven't heard much talk about it these days. I think quite a few people have left one way or another. Is there another area I'd like to discuss? Stella Bay. Quite a popular tourist destination. There's a resort on the atoll, built on top of a beautiful coral reef. I'm sure there's a wide variety of fish there. Maybe you fancy getting your hooks into some of those. Is there another area you'd like to discuss? I don't think there's much to tell about Twisted Strand. It's just a tangled mess of trees. Soft and blanketed in thick fog even during the day. You'll want to get some good light and a good sense of direction if you want to go exploring there. Is there another area I'd like to discuss? Devil's Spine. Yes, quite exciting, really. An active volcano amongst the city of ancient ruins. I must caution against sailing there, however. The ruins lie low in water, and surely tear through your heart. Now, he's going American now, shit. Not to mention the aforementioned volcano could erupt at any moment. You can occasionally hear it rumbling from here. Is there another area you'd like to discuss? That's all for now. What else can I do for you? What happened to the last fisherman? The last fisherman, he was very unreliable. He'd go out at night, come back with no fish, and proceed to sleep the whole day. He was also a terrible captain, really terrible, constantly running around the reef, even in broad daylight. The shipwright almost ran out of wood for repairs. No, he was good. One evening he left, never came back. So long, he shan't be missed by us. Now, what else can I do for you? Okay. Cool. What else can I get? Research. Okay, so I can upgrade stuff with this. Let's upgrade the... Oh, is this just to research new equipment? Okay, then you buy it. Fair enough. There we go. And shit, I'll need more research pots. Fantastic news. Thanks partly to you, Graham Marrow is growing. Our town is swarming with visitors any day now. In fact, I've granted a consent for the shipwright to expand her facilities. The old dry dock is now operational again. I've also allocated some money to improve the fishmonger's service. He might have something to talk to you about soon. Keep up the good work. Okay, dry dock. This is a dry dock. Nah, what was her... I keep forgetting the accent I'm doing for all the characters. This is going to be running through the season. This is the dry dock. We can make significant improvements to your vessel here. We're talking about extra space, more attachment. Nah, crap. Keep doing a really Cockney English voice, but it's not working out well. We're talking extra space. No. We're talking. Oh, nah, fuck. I'm just gonna do a normal voice here. We're talking extra space, more attachment points for the equipment, and even superior hulls. Maybe we'll get a good voice later, when I've had more time to practice. We'll need a decent stock of hard materials for these things. Lumber, metal scraps, that sort of thing. How do I get them? Shipwrecks and the like. Okay, so you just have to find them rather than store them. Oh shit, here we go. What's the last thing? Cargo spaces, engine spaces, light spaces. That's fine. What's the fishmonger? You got anything? Nah, no jobs. Let's undock and see what there is out there. Got up early. Oh, I need to catch the flounder eel. And a great eel. At least I've got those, the rod now. So 40, oh shit, here we go. Lighthouse towers above, waves crash endlessly against the perilous rocks before all creatures, human or otherwise, would have their brittle bones broken and thrown at his feet. You ponder the intrinsic power of this structure, a vast column of stone, shouldering the responsibility of countless lives. I think Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe's up in that tower. How long will it stand? How long until it decays into ruin, its purpose exhausted? Okay, let's get some fish. Oh shit, where did those fish go? Oh, they've moved over there. Oh shit, is that some message in a bottle? Ah shit, I don't have the oceanic one. Let's just explore this area. Won't leave too far. There we go. 1927. Morning of the second day of the honeymoon. Our first day proper. Today we're sailing around the islands and inlets at the back of the Greater Marrow. I love the rocks here, the layers and colours are so striking. Furthermore, the fishing is relatively poor in these shallows, so I know we'll keep his hands on the wheel instead of the rods. He renamed the boat last night Julie. He did a fancy renaming ceremony and everything. I think he took that more seriously than the wedding. Supposedly very important to perform it correctly, lest you want ill fortune to follow the vessel. He wanted to throw everything away in the old name, but I kept the keychain. Ocean's Riches was a good name. I think he prepared a surprise picnic lunch. I can see the basket half hidden, stuffed under a blanket at the front of the cabin. I love it when he tries to be romantic. August 20th, 1927. I need a new. Okay, oh fuck. So I don't have any of those ones yet. Bought like fishing rods. Here we go. So I need a flounder, blue mackerel. The fishing's going well. I'll turn off that. Let's catch. Oh! Ah shit, the eels I need to catch. Great eel. Another great eel. Let's try again for another one. Another great eel. Okay, depleted that water. Cod, nice. My favourite cod is MW2 for the 360. Great online and great story mode. Oh, this will be a flounder. I can tell that. Ah, shit. There we go. I can't catch any more of those flounders, so I will head back to base. blue mackerel. Let's try again. Oh! Trophy. Oh, it's a big fish. Oh shit, I can't even catch anything. Full. Don't know how I get research points. I haven't found any of them. Okay. Let's sell those fish to the fishmonger for the. And it was a great eel he wanted, so let's drop that off. There we go. $56. Good, good. No, wait. Good, good. There should be, please. I've got another order here. This one's a little more curious. They want a couple of squid and a whole black grouper. Don't see many people fishing squid in these days. It's the only feed at night. And well, you know what nights are like around here. Good luck. Okay, let's sell all the fish. And buy some more stuff. What does that get me? Shallows? I don't have enough space for that. Well, let's spend all my money on a new lens. Should be good enough for now. Back out we go. At least now I can fish at night, at least in this area. Okay. Two squid and a black grouper. I don't know where we'll find that stuff. Okay, these lenses aren't good for. I thought spending all my money would be decent. Turns out it was a mistake. Let's head back. The woman approaches you from the steps to the lighthouse. She stops some distance away and looks at you with concern and visible apprehension. Why are you here? I've come to fish. There's nothing here for someone like you. Do yourself a favour and move on. She turns and shuffles back to the path that leads to the light. Okay. I'll sleep a bit more. Oh, I can talk to the mayor. Just the person I was hoping to see. Will you be sailing out east? Towards Little Merrow? Would you give this package to the dock worker there, please? I will. Pick up and put that over and here. Okay, so 3 AM is when I can go out and there's no fog. The dock worker will pay upon delivery. Please be quick about it. I don't want it to spoil. Check the compass and the map if you get lost. Okay. Okay, I don't know where this is. Little Marrow. Dense and damp package. So Little Marrow is just across it. That's easy. Okay, so 3 AM is not when the fog rolls away. Okay, let's fish for a little bit then, on the way there. Might find something worthwhile. More fishing. the fishing in this game is quite easy, but I assume when the fish get bigger, it'll get harder. Okay, it's 10 AM, let's drop off this package. Yeah, my boat's looking nice. Got that wee light on the front. A delivery? Let's see. Oh, it's Alex's name. A delivery. Let's see what's here. I'm coughing because he's clearly a smoker. He tears a small hole in the paper, peeks inside, you can't see, but you feel as if shielding it from you. Nice and fresh, this will do nicely. $25? Decent. I was given this old book a few weeks back, but it didn't make much sense to me. You'll surely get more use out of it. Sustainable fishing. Keep it in your cabin and breed it while you're in water. Stop by for a chat. Well, let's trade all the oh, she doesn't take fish. Shit. What's the dog fucker got to say? Oh, he's just asking me the same stuff I already know. Okay, so I can read as I am actually just fishing and playing the game. Ah shit, undock again. That was a... That's Flounder, is it? Oh yeah, I don't have enough space for that. Very relaxing game. Let's try and fill up this hole before I get back. That seems like good enough for me. Back to Greater Marrow, and then I should explore the area around this. Or I'll fish and we'll get up extra early in the next day to do that. I don't know when this game's set, but if it's like Lovecraft, it'd be like 1930s. Oh, I need arrow squid, black rubber. I don't have any of that. What else can I get? Got that, got that. Don't need those. Got one of them. Okay, let's head back out. Is there a way to save, or does it just auto-save? Just auto-saves this thing. Another macro. Yeah, let's go out the shallows and see what there is over by that town. Ah, it's getting dark now, so we'll just fish in this area. Okay, that's what I need. Maybe I can find that squid. I don't have that. Let's see what this town has to say. Okay, I've got encyclopedia. Okay. Oh. God, they moved away before I could fish them. Well, we'll go to this town, see if they've got any quests. Well, this isn't a town, this is a house on the hill. The ruined the workshop. Go inside the workshop. Okay, I can collect some stuff. What can I get? arterial engine. You find some. Okay, I'll take them. I'll stick it in my storage. And what's that? Sign of Ruin. Talisman. Okay, so put that in. Can I go back to the workshop? Okay, so all that stuff is in my storage. I hope that storage links to the main place. Mushroom House. Honestly, with the Resident Evil 4 remake, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it enhances on everything the original did, and probably better, but I'm one of those like fanboys that still thinks the RE2 remake is still the pinnacle of the entire series. Like, easily RE2 beats the RE4 remake in every single way. It's just, I found, like, usually I don't find difficulty with games, but, that seems a bit, what would you say? Full of myself, but RE2 was easy. You felt rewarded in what you did, but with the RE4 remake, you get stun locked so many times, you get looped by the mini bosses. Like, the final boss of the game was easier than half the mini bosses in the game. But overall, I thought it was quite good. Still better than the RE3 remake. To be fair, I like that. Today I was gonna stream the RE2 remake, but then I remembered this game came out and I pre-ordered it, so we're streaming Dredge. Probably go back to the RE games soon. Oh, sharks. Can I get them? Nah, I can't. What's that over there? Oh, that's Little Marrow, and that'll be... Okay. Oh, the eyes are watching. Yeah, let's head back. I'll give the Black Ripper to the fishmonger, sell the rest of the fish, and then sleep. And I really should explore whatever that pillar is that keeps appearing at night. But my scare meter's nearly halfway, so better head. Oh shit. I think the light bulb just burst. If that can happen. No? Okay. Yeah, I've got fish for you. You can take that one. Oh, you've got a book as well. Rods, reels and rigs. Sell those fish. And sleep for the night. Okay, up early. An hour's sleep. Luckily I don't think sleep actually, matters in this game. Oh shit, maybe it does, because my scare meter is quite high. Honestly, I prefer the Claire's play. Like, Leon's is fun for the Ada section, but the Claire's just feels like there's more character development there. Yes, it's Leon's a rookie cop on his first day and has to endure hell, but Claire is just a college student. Like, watching her overcome that hell is much more endearing than Leon. Yeah, he has basics firearm training. I assume Claire also has that through osmosis from her brother, but overall Claire's is a more enjoyable playthrough. Apart from the Sherry section, that was not that good. But after playing RE4 remake and seeing how the post-credit scene sets up Resident Evil 5, I don't know how I feel about that. Because Resident Evil 5, came out 2009, 2010? That feels too modern for a remake, but I say that, and the Dead Space remake was superb. Exactly, the Sherry part is just... it feels like, yeah, we have the Ada part and we need to have another bit where the character splits off, but if it's not good gameplay, then there's really no point in having it in the game. It could have been a cutscene. But overall, even Claire's weapons feel better than Leon's. I'm still annoyed they made RE4 remake before they even thought about doing Code Veronica, because that game is just... those games can be... the early RE games, I always feel like I'm such a fanboy of the series, but the RE remakes just... they make the games much more accessible to people who honestly can't be arsed with tank controls and just dated gameplay. Don't get me wrong, I'll still buy an RE5 remake to see what it's like, but I don't know. Just feels a bit too soon for that. But I think before we get an RE5 remake, I need to know what happens next in the series, especially with the end of RE8 setting up the new big bads of the series. Big twist in the game now having the BSAA be the de facto villains rather than it be the classic Umbrella who are now the good guys under Chris. Like the original RE3 was the first ever Resident Evil game I played back on the PS2 through backwards compatibility. To be fair, I didn't play it. I watched someone play it who was only a couple years older than me, because I would have been probably about 8 at the time. 7 maybe? Yeah, I was quite young. But the first RE game I ever actually played was RE5 when it first came out. And I know that's the Silent Hill 2 remake. Never played Silent Hill 2. I've played 3 and 4 and some of the lackluster sequels that came out, like Downpour and the like, but when hopefully Blooper Team make a good game, because I've still got to play the other games they have, like Blair Witch, but the legacy of Silent Hill is a lot to really live up to, especially now, like when there hasn't been a good Silent Hill game in probably, 2 decades since Silent Hill 4 came out? Yeah, there could be arguments to be made that some of the other games were good, like Homecoming, but I don't know how I feel. It could be good. Don't get me wrong, I'll still buy it and play it, but only if the reviews are good though. I know you really shouldn't listen to reviews putting people off, but I've got some reviewers that I'll listen to and really take in. The main reviewer I'd highly recommend, if anyone's cares about reviewers, would be Game Ranks Before You Buy. Thank you. Silent Hill 4 is truly underrated. Like, everyone always hears 2 or 1, never, or even 3, but never 4. Like, 4 was actually, like, scary. Like, Silent Hill can be, at times, quite camp with its horror, like, in a sense. Like, the bubblehead nurses, yeah, I get it, they're meant to be scary, but the over-sexualization can be quite funny at times. I get it's all the mind state of James, but hopefully this new game will be worthwhile playing. I'm interested in the other Silent Hill game that's being made by that team out of Scotland. Fuck, I forget the name. I think it's like Lost Signal or something. Or that, no, that's Oxenfree. Lost Signal. It's Lost something. They made a FMV game. I forget the name of. Sounds quite interesting, but We're currently in a Silent Hill resurgence, which is interesting, seeing how Konami have kind of died after the last couple of years, haven't really done anything of note. Don't actually think they've made any games since Phantom Pain, which is another underrated game. Show the fish, you might know more about it. What did I catch? Grotesque mackerel. Exactly. I'm also quite excited to see what they do with that Silent Hill movie sequel they're doing. They're finally adapting Silent Hill 2 into a movie by the guy who done the original movie that came out with Sean Bean in that. 07? 06 it might have been. I remember watching that when I got home from primary school back in the day. Like it was on Sky Movies and oh, I'll watch this. Definitely not what I should have been watching at that age, but it really sticks with me, that movie. Might not be the most faithful adaptation of the source material, but when people say there's no good video game movies, that's a lie. There definitely is good video game movies out there. There's not great ones, like the only great video game adaptation would be The Last of Us. Like that show was amazing, especially having such high expectations from the games, like seeing as the first and second are probably my favourite series of all time. Red Dead 2 would be quite close. You hand the grotesque fish to the fishmonger. He grins, raising the fish to his face before inhaling a deep, stuttering breath. Ah, now this is the sort of specimen to liven up my day. I wonder. He runs his fingers firmly along the length of the fish. Small shape can be seen against the bulging scales. He slices the fish open from its stomach. He pulls a small piece of fabric and spreads it on the counter. It's a delicately patterned handkerchief. Well, I've never seen that before in all of my days. I'll give you this thing and I'll pay you for the fish too, of course. It's not the first corrupted fish I've seen in these parts. I'm sure you'll find more before too long. I'll pay well. Okay, what did I get? I got that handkerchief. Let's sell that and pick up the handkerchief. What does it do? I'll stick that in my... Oh, this guy's foreboding. A man is looking through your cabin windows. His face is mostly shadow. I know what took you to the fishmonger, and I'll be clear. Yeah, I think that is his name, Christopher Gans. They showed off that Silent Hill like press conference they did where they announced like the 6 new games, like the new Silent Hill one that looks to be set in Japan, the which kinda goes against the whole ethos of Silent Hill, being like the whole suburban idyllic American archetypes, but under it all is the seedy underbelly of human decay and the evilness of the human condition. Doing it in Japan, but you could say that the entire human condition is just evil at its core, but the suburban American small town, just that makes Silent Hill. But overall, I've always been a Resident Evil fanboy first and foremost. I'll spend entire days reading the Resident Evil wiki. I could tell you all about the Raccoon City incident and the day it started and ended. Real ADHD hours right there. And I'll be clear, I know he extracted an artifact from it. I need to inspect it, but not here. Meet me on Blackstone Isle. Exactly. Hopefully Konami have put the IP in the right hands at the moment, because all they've got right now is just faith of the fans that these games are going to be good. At the end of the day, they could all be crap, and Konami just shutters its entire game production line for another decade and a half, like what they've done in the past. But yeah, it'll be a decade. This new Silent Hill 2 is meant to come out end of this year, and we've seen what, just a teaser trailer. No gameplay, not a little bit of a concept art. It could be interesting, but I didn't like Layers of Fear, and I've still got to play Blair Witch. I've got Blair Witch, but from what I've heard, it just doesn't really get the Blair Witch source material, because that was probably the first. No, it would have been one of the first horror movies I watched. First being the Scream movies. Loved those movies as I went. Enough. Scream 6, obviously superb. Scream 5, great. The first one is just the peak, though, in horror movie. Landscape. Just love that meta bullshit. Meet me on Blackstone Isle, head out of the bay and cut south. I have a business proposition you want to hear. I should probably get that handkerchief out the storage. And stick that in the corner over here. Let's see what this weird 7KN. Crap, it's not as good as my last one. Unless I can. Okay, I could get 2 engines. I'll leave that there. Sign of Ruin. I'll leave that in there as well, and then I will buy. Okay, so where's Blackstone Isle? Oh, Blackstone Isle is at a house I think I was at. Pursuits. I'll buy another engine then. Oh, not repair mode. Shit. Rusty. Okay. Install that. And then I'll buy a Dredge yet. New book. Just dropped. Oh, I've got heartburn. Yeah, I don't have any of that shit. I need a Dredge for that, and I haven't bought one yet. So these books are getting me cool stuff. Let's go to. Okay, this is much faster. Double engines. Yeah, I think that's Blackstone Isle. Oh, that's interesting over there. Let's go straight to it. Oh yeah, the original Blair Witch is truly one of the best horror films I've ever seen. The sequel I never watched, like, completely got rid of the, what do you call that? The, found footage aspect. I do like found footage stuff. I'm excited to see if there's like that Cloverfield 2 that's supposedly been in production for a while. I've got Blair Witch installed and it's been my plan to stream it, but Resident Evil 4 came out, and then this came out, and then Resident Evil 2 I need to stream, and 3, because I used to speedrun Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I could get that to under. I haven't played the game in a while, just to see if I've still got it in me to speedrun that game. You came, good, allow me to introduce myself. I am a collector of many things, art and artifacts, treasures and truths, and curios that occupy the periphery of desire. And you have something for me. You give the handkerchief to the collector, he holds it up to the flickering light and studies it. These patterns are unmistakable. Even after all this time, this handkerchief comes from an old ship I've been searching for. It sank many years ago. It carried items of great importance. As you can imagine, retrieving items is proving to be challenging. That's where you come in. My proposition is this: I will outfit your vessel with equipment that will dredge the wrecks and dark depths. Find me these lost relics and I will reward you in ways beyond all imagining. Okay, I accept. Simple. An excellent decision. I'll prepare the equipment immediately. Okay, now I can get all the stuff to upgrade my boat. The relics you're looking for: ring, necklace, watch, music box, key. Ask around for these things. Return when you have something. Okay. simple. Exactly that. The remake was, it was a rehash of the original with attacked on there's a the remake was just rehashed the original movie's plot verbatim with attacked on drone scene like a quarter of the way in, and then obviously it showed the Blair Witch at the end, which is part of the horror is not knowing. Oh shit, what? Oh shit, what am I meant to do here? Ah shit. Ah sh. Okay, this is difficult. Oh, okay, I see what I meant to do. I have to dodge them or try to go up in them. Yes. What did I get? A ring? We're truly living in the age of horror films though at the moment, and horror games, especially seeing as the Dead Space remake, and completely hints at the fact that they're gonna remake Dead Space 2, which is another game that's great, like underrated. Dead Space 2 is. Dead Space 3 is, it's not as bad as people say, but it's a fun co-op game, but when you play it solo, it's just not worth it. I think though, if they're gonna do the Dead Space 3 remake, they'll just completely do something new with it. Well, here's hoping. Especially if they're gonna keep just remaking all the Resident Evil games all the way up to Resident Evil 7. Like, they won't remake 7, but they'll probably remake 6. And 6 would be... I really like Resident Evil 6. It's the weakest of all the games, but it's still a fun co-op game. And 5 still holds up for the most part. To be fair, I say I really like 6. Never finished Jake and Sherry's campaign. Finished Chris and Piers and Leon and Helena's campaign. Aye, they should never remake Resident Evil 7, because that game is a perfect first-person horror game. I remember at the time everyone was like, Resident Evil shouldn't be first person, but it worked out for the better, especially Resident Evil 8. Like, that game is great. Like, to be fair, I think if they have to remake any Resident Evil game, Code Veronica, then 5, then 6, then just end it. Like, end all the remakes and just focus on the future of the series, which maybe they, like, now that they've finished Ethan's story, they'll go back to third-person games. Exactly, the Resident Evil 7, it went back to basics, which is what the series needed, especially after 6. Because bombastic action can only take you so far in a horror series. To be fair, Leon's campaign does have some quite scary moments, but nothing that really has you, properly scared. Same with Resident Evil. To be fair, the Resident Evil 4 remake didn't really scare me apart from a couple of jump scenes. 7 though, when Jack's chasing you out that mansion, it's properly scary. And 8 can be scary at times. Like, Lady D wasn't that scary. Mainly I do think to, like, all the memes that just came out of that. Like, she was not much of a horror antagonist in the end up when that game released. Honestly, the house scene, the Benevento house was scarier than the castle sequence. Okay, what can I do here? Strange lights atop the lighthouse, holds up the lantern. Are you really standing here in front of me, or is this just another of the fog's tricks? Any shipwrecks, actually will tell me. Okay, so I need to go to the back to get the glow. Oh, so that's where that glow is coming from, a shipwreck. And let's talk to the builder. Oh, new character. What's it like out there? It's peaceful. It's not so bad. I liked the molded as an enemy, but by the time you completed the game, you really noticed there was a lack of enemy variety. What you had, regular molded, the molded that run about the ground on four legs, and the big molded, they're essentially just blowers from The Last of Us. And that's really it when it comes to the molded enemy type. And then you had the bosses, which are where the game really shined, like the Margaret boss fight was superb. That still is scary. Like, you don't know where she's coming from, she crawls through the windows, up the floor, you're jumping about the two layers of that dilapidated house trying to escape from her, get into the chest to make the flamethrower. Perfect, but the boss battles are really well done in that game. The enemies are scary, but lacking variety type, which is where Resident Evil 4 Remake kinda excelled. Yeah, it removed a couple of enemies from the original, but the enemies that did have the Nova Conquistadors, the Verdugo, which still annoyed I didn't kill on my first playthrough, but I ran out of ammo and health healing items got absolutely annihilated by it, but survived. Resident Evil 8 had some... I'm trying to think what enemies Resident Evil 8 did have. What had the regular Lycans, the big one with the hammer, the bosses, obviously. Yeah, I can't really think of many enemies that... the dilapidated vampires in the basement that are just basic ass zombies. Yeah, the final Jack fight was a bit crap. Just a big thing, shoot it in the face, which just seems like that's every single Resident Evil game final boss fight. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That one was bullshit. The boss fight, the actual final boss fight against Jack in the DLC where you play as the uncle's decent, where you get the big punchy glove. But that boss battle's crap. The first Jack boss battle and with the chainsaw is quite good. The Margaret boss battle obviously doesn't need to be said, but the final one's a bit crap. And then the proper final boss battle against me is just terrible. But the Margaret boss fight makes up for every weak boss fight in that game. Even the first Jack boss fight, where all you really need to do is get the car keys, get in the car and run him over, and then you just have to deal with a cutscene to beat him. That's more engaging than the final Jack boss fight. Okay, so I need to get 2 units of lumber scrap to build this woman a house. Okay, so that's where that X is. She's up there, and the Great Amaro one is there. Okay, let's sell the fish I have. See if there's anything new at the shipwrights. There is obviously not anything new. Still trying to think of new content to film. Like, been a bit of a drought when it comes to actual film and stuff, especially when I start this new job soon in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I'll have some more ideas then. Working away, just come up with some ideas. That's why it streams at the moment, rather than beer reviews and the like. Don't really drink as much as I used to. COVID really threw what do you call that? A scamper into that. Don't really care about drinking much. To be fair, I've heard there's some good beers in Tesco at the moment. Always trying to diversify my streaming and content portfolio. Just some Oh shit, that's a big fish. Oh shit, he destroyed my hull. It's just some bar in Kilmarnock where I live. Don't really want to say like I keep that stuff to myself, but just doing basic ass dishwashing shit. Used to doing that. Used to be a bartender. Enjoyed that job, but got quite a few funny stories in there. One time I had a Stanley pulled on me because the guy wouldn't finish his drinks when we were closing. Which, if it was anywhere else and I got an ice pulled on me, I'd probably be shit feared. But because I just finished a 12-hour shift, I'm just sitting there going, really, bro? Is that what we're doing? And then the police proceeded to take fucking hours to get my statement. And I was in at 12 the next day, didn't even get the day off. Boss was a fucking arsehole. Well, joke's on him. Well, see, I'll be in the kitchen, but if I build up a portfolio and repertoire with the boss staff, I could see about getting that done. Do love a Guinness. Probably the only... Guinness is really the only drink I have now when I go out. Used to be right into all my craft beers and the like, but Guinness, you can't go wrong with Guinness. And the Joker will be back soon. I'm thinking about doing a vid where I just compile all the old Joker vids and just stick them in a comp, and then hopefully come up with some new patter. Let's sell those fish. Oh shit, I need to repair this. And then sleep. Oh, okay, that's how I get rid of all my stuff. £4. My local charges £2.50 on Tuesdays through Thursdays, and then it's usually £3.50 on all the other days, which arguably respectable, and it's a better pint in that pub than most of the so-called Irish pubs you get. I've had some terrible Guinnesses from those Irish pubs you see everywhere. Like, they always have the Guinness signage up everywhere, and then they just pour absolutely lacklustre pints. No head, no dome, nothing like that. They could all end up in straight London Guinness. Even though quite far from London. But when I get to Manchester at the end of April, I'll get some content out. I'll be at the MMA Expo for the love of MMA at the Bowler's Green exhibition. No, absolutely none, and the head went all the way from the top down to the bottom of the heart. Absolutely fucking atrocious time. No shit, glass was unclean, just terrible. Like, if you're ever in Kilmarnock, Ocean's 11 probably has the best Guinness, easily. I'll have to do a check up and see where the best pints in Manchester are. Because I will be going on another craft beer tour. As much as I don't drink when I'm in Manchester, I'm on my holiday. I'm going to have a good drink. Go to the convention, see some of the legends. Went last year, got some videos on my channel of that. Fun time. Met GSP, met Tito Ortiz, Michael Bisping, some real legends. Poppers reviews. Oh, haven't bought poppers in God knows how long. They're always fun as a joke, and then you just go, alright. Turns out this is what we're doing for a laugh. Probably, oh, to be fair, last time I was in London I bought poppers, didn't do any, well, I did do a video which is lost to time. It'd be funny. There's so many videos I filmed on my pal's phone, because my phone ran out of battery and they're just gone. Mainly because I think we sent them on WhatsApp and then they just vanished. Ah shit, discard that. I'll see about getting some poppers content out, some wee reviews you could say. I still can't believe Rush versus Liquid Gold popper reviews. Probably my second most watched video, like what, 8,000 views or something. I always see it, my analytics pop up and I'm just like, why are people watching this unbelievably cracked content that I filmed even before lockdown, so I can't even say this was a lockdown idle brain video. It's just a lot of drinking and maybe a bit of smoking. Don't get demonetized, YouTube. Also, in the last video I posted the other day, fucking when I went to the Innocent Gun tap room, went on that non-copyright YouTube music, put it in my video, copyright claim, and I'm like, what? That's the only music that's in the video? Check what the claim is. The non-copyright music got claimed. I should do that. Like, I actually started a hardcore playthrough on New Game Plus and trying to speedrun it. I'm currently like an hour and a half in. So I'd have to start again to see what I obviously make it authentic. But an hour and a half in, I'm on chapter 5, which is decent. I could probably cut that down, but on hardcore, that Del Lago boss fight is absolutely fucking bullshit. I was on that for about an hour. I rage quit. Immediately after rage quit, I'm like, nah, I'm going back to it. I'm gonna do it. Done it first try, but definitely much harder on hardcore. Although you have all the guns, you obviously can't use the guns during the Del Lago boss fight. And it's just, I don't know how I'm gonna get that trophy or whatever for fighting him without ever missing one of those spears. Just way too annoying. Especially when it goes under and it's only his tail sticking out and you have to shoot him. Anything else I can get here? Go back out, see what there is. Hope there's no actual time limit in this game and I can just keep going for ages. Oh shit, forgot to put on the light. I just wonder how long it'll take for the next Resident Evil game to come out. For my PS5, I got it back when PS5s were difficult to get, which is obviously not the case now. You see all those fucking billboards about wherever you go. PS5's in stock, and they're not lying. I checked everywhere you can get them anywhere now. But I paid $4.80 for it from Very, which felt dodgy, but then I know it's a real site. Had to pre-order and everything. Went on one of those PS5 stalker Twitter accounts that would tell you when and where you could get them and when they were in stock. Luckily I was in work at that time and could but right now you can get, like last time I checked, a PS5 new for like $4.30. And if you want like God of War with it or something, you can get it for like $4.80, which is, that's respectable when it comes to new consoles. Yeah, it's the disc one. I need the disc. I'm one of those collectors. I'll probably do a PS5 collection, like haul soon. And I should probably do an updated Blu-ray haul because I spent way too much fucking money on Blu-rays last year. Yeah, last year. way too much money. Especially now that, because the PS5 has the 4K player and I've got the 4K TV, you're like, oh, I'll upgrade some of my movies to 4K, and then you don't realise how much 4K it's that until it's a cost until you get to the counter of CEX and you're like, or FOP, and you're like, fuck, luckily they had deals on. Like, FOP were doing really good deals at the end of last year for 4Ks. There was like 2 for 25, or one on its own for 20 quid. So it's like £5 and you get a new 4K. So I've got quite a few now. Probably like my favourite movies like Blade Runner 2049, Interstellar, Apocalypse Now. But the PS5 is definitely worth a buy, 100%. Especially if you're not really into PC gaming. The PS5 is. It's an investment that will pay off. I don't know how it'll be now that Bethesda have bought basically everything. Oh no, Microsoft have bought Bethesda and the like. Because they're going to have a monopoly on like RPGs. They've got what? Ed Software. I forget, they had that big list of everything that Bethesda recently bought, and I'm pretty, like, the Activision Blizzard deal now, they've got Call of Duty. To be fair, like, I've been playing that, like, I bought the new Call of Duty game when it came out. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Loved that movie. I remember I missed seeing it when they brought it back out for the anniversary. But my favourite film, like, I used to say my favourite film was Lost in Translation, but I haven't watched that film in years. Probably still would be my favourite film. I'm a bit of an artsy wank like that. Went to college to study film, so, you know, I have to act all high and mighty sometimes here and there. Didn't really put in the effort at college. I put more effort in this YouTube channel than I fucking done in college. And then the year after I left college, they changed the entire course to be like YouTube and shit, because they know that's where the future is. There is no work in the actual industry for film now. I've got a pal that went to uni for 4 years, and he got no work when he left in the industry. Absolutely none. He works in a warehouse now. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go to uni as much as my lecturer was like, oh, go, 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 it'll be fun. Just looking at my movies now, like, definitely more of a horror buff than anything. But I do like some good artsy bullshit. Like, my Criterion collection's building up quite a bit. David Lynch, I love the Number of the Day, and he's the Weather. Yeah, his Weather one I think he still does, but that Number of the Day needs to make a comeback. Especially seeing as he's not really doing anything anymore. Like, obviously he's retired after he done The Return, but I picked up Lost Highway and Criterion. Haven't given it a watch yet to see what the transfer's like, but Lost Highway probably is his best film. I know I'll piss a lot of people off that say Eraserhead, but Fire Walk With Me is definitely underrated. Don't really watch much. I used to go to the cinema often. I used to have one of those Limitless cards. We'd go like 3 times a week, but just haven't been recently. Like, I went to see Scream 6 the other week. Loved it. And then I think that was the last movie I saw recently. No, wait, I did go to the cinema before that to see something. Creed 3 was pretty good. Bought After Sun and watched that after hearing everyone talk rave about. Big fan of Paul Mescal. Still haven't seen Normal People. Heard a lot of good things about that show, but... Oh, really? Oh, the Twin Peaks film is underrated. People always say, oh, it's bad, because it's like, yeah, it had, like, the main character of the movie is probably the most underwhelming part of the entire show, and as in Laura Palmer, but she, like, if you just take the movie as like a really campy horror, but then also when the campiness goes away, it is proper horror. To be fair, it's like just, if you've ever read the book Secret Diary of Laura Palmer, that book is essentially, you're just reading what the movie would become. But Lynch is great. I haven't really watched Lynch in a while though. I own essentially everything he's done, but I don't really watch him much as I mean to. Rewatching Twin Peaks is if you love the original Twin Peaks series, you'll probably like The Return even more. The Return is just, I feel like I'm saying this every goddamn time I'm talking about something that's like a requel or a sequel, but it takes everything it enhanced the first one, made the first one great, and just enhances upon it. You can really tell that like Lynch was properly enjoying revisiting that IP and just seeing what else he could do with it. So I was at college when The Return was on, and me and my lecturer were big Lynch fans, obviously. Like, I studied Lynch in college, and having The Return be out when we were studying that was perfect. I'll read that later. Too busy fishing. I think the last thing Lynch did was that monkey video for Netflix about the murderous monkey, which, that's funny, but yeah, it has all the Lynch norms, but it's nothing special. I'm trying to think of other movies like Lynch that are out, like Phoenix came out, but nobody really does Lynch quite like Lynch. We had a slight accident yesterday around the shallows at the back of Great Amaro. A rock seemed to appeared out of nowhere. Struck the front of the boat, penetrated the hull, jostled us a few items, fell overboard, not accounted for, checking the notes. I've never really watched Terminator and stuff. I know about his work, like I had a pal of mine that was a big fan of Kids. I think Kids was his, yeah, Kids. So I know you've got Harmony Korine and the other guy that had done movies like that, like, but never really watched it. It just seems to, like, I like a depressing movie here and there, but movies about the AIDS crisis and then just kids battering folk to death at a skate park, it's just so morbidly dark. It's just Gummo, yeah, Gummo. Right. So I remember Gummo, my friend is a big fan of Gummo and Kids. And he always goes on about them, but for me, it just never really appealed to me, you know? Like, I like to watch movies I know, like as dumb as that sounds, like, I hate spending time, you watch a movie and then you end up finishing it and you're just like, I've wasted 2 hours of my life on something I knew I wouldn't like. I know that's how you never try new things if you're like that, but I used to do Letterboxd account, and you'd always just see, like, I'd always get called out, all the movies you watch, you rate 8s or 7s or 9s and 10s, and I'm like, I'm only watching movies I know like, or movies of creators that I've watched. Like, I just seen, I'm a big Scott Pilgrim fan, like, I haven't watched that movie in years either. A lot of movies I used to love but haven't watched in a while, but I seen that Edgar Wright, director of it, put on Insta and Twitter the day that the Scott Pilgrim anime will have all the original voice actors back, which is quite interesting. What is that I need for that quest? 2 lumber, 2 scrap. There's been a couple of movies like that where you just can't stop thinking about it. Like, I really loved that movie Green Room. Seen that in cinema when it first came out. Like the one about the neo-Nazis trying to kill the band locked in the room. Always been a big fan of those. What do you call them? Like what is it? Single room thrillers. Like, they're perfect. Like, Green Room is superb. If you've never seen it, I'd highly recommend it. It does stick with you. specifically for one scene. But as I was saying, After Sun stuck with me. That movie's heartbreaking. Oh, really? I always loved Scott Pilgrim. I remember, to be fair, like when I first seen Scott Pilgrim, like I bought it when it came out on DVD. I had heard nothing about it. I was like, what? Came out 2010, so I would have been 13. Bought the DVD because I was obviously a fucking gamer on that, and I'm like reading the back of it going, oh, it's all about game references and that bullshit. Watched it, hated it. Not, it was all retro game shit, which I'm not really a fan of. But then went back a couple of years later, rewatched it, and I enjoyed it. Like, but I much prefer the graphic novels. Like, they really hit home the fact that like they tried to make Scott in the movie to be this likable character when he's truly the villain of the story. Like, it's not the evil exes. The Cornetto trilogy is probably the best comedies out there. Not still my favourite comedy is Groundhog Day, but the Cornetto trilogy is superb. What's the other one he done last night in Soho? Still haven't watched that. And I really like Baby Driver, but I've only seen that when it first came out. I haven't given it a rewatch in recent years. Got the Blu-ray there, but maybe that'll be tonight's rewatch, Baby Driver. Because I remember really enjoying it the first time I watched it. Edgar Wright usually hits more than he misses. Like, Space is a superb comedy show. Meant to visit the Space House when I was down in London last time, but complete. A lot of things, like, you go on holiday, you go visiting places, and then you realise, oh, everywhere I'm gonna visit is fucking miles away from the set, like the actual tourist point, so you just don't do it. Try and think what to do in Manchester. Like, I need to go to the Salford Boys Club just for that Morrissey part. I know Morrissey's shite, but I used to really love this mess. It's definitely not like on par of anything like that good. Even though I'm one of those people that, for me, Citizen Kane's a bit overrated. I like the movie, but yeah. But Baby Driver's good, but it's not. It's not even like top 4 of his best movies. Like, obviously, Cornetto trilogy and Scott Pilgrim rank higher above it than uh, Baby Driver. Overall, Baby Driver is a fun movie. I like how all the music is diegetic in the world rather than it just playing there and no character can hear it. I'm always a sucker for that type of stuff. Like, to be fair, my wanky film credentials don't really stick up when I love those Resident Evil movies, even the Mila Jovovich ones. They're all schlocky. Exactly. He might be a racist idiot, but what musicians aren't? Most celebrity. That's the thing you realise when you get older. Yeah, you can hate on all these people in this, like, their personal life, but when you come to realise is all these celebrities have so much baggage. Like, The Pianist, great movie, but Roman Polanski is, he should be in jail. Morrissey, dumb, but makes great music. Michael Jackson, one of the best pop musicians of all time, but I will not go into the accusations against him. Used to have a wide range of music. I used to listen to, loved emo music back in the day, like Monroe. Oh shit, I can't pick anything like that up. Where can I go? Where's my map? Got lost. Oh, what's this? Okay, so I can't touch that rock, yeah. Oh shit, I can't pick any of that shit up. I'll get those items later. But now, fucking, if my, what do you call it, Spotify Wrapped is the most bullshit type of stuff ever. I'm like, did I really listen to Jack Harlow that much? Yeah, I listened to a couple of tunes, but I wasn't expecting my top 5 most played artists of last year. Yeah, I like, what, First Class, and some tunes from his first album, but definitely not one of the artists I put, what, top 5 listen to, but obviously the AI said it was, so. But shouts out to Taylor Swift. She deserves everything. Gonna be impossible to get tickets for her when she comes. Oh shit, got lost. Too busy looking at the chat there. Is that where I need to go? I think so. Ah, yeah, material pile. Ah, shit. Ah, what did I do? Research. And I'll buy that next time I'm in town. Still looking for a movie to watch. Like, I always say I'm gonna sit down and watch a movie and then I'm just watching fucking Family Guy. Electro, I used to be right into techno when I went to raves and that back when I was like 18, 19, but what, that's like 6 years ago. Like, the closest we'll get to electro and techno and that is probably just like burial, but that's not really, that's what future garage they call that. I like the Chemical Brothers. I haven't heard that new album, heard it's quite, eh. Oh shit, come on. Oh, that's how I rotate. Okay, now I need to go back and repair the ship from crashing into that fucking rock. Oh, the rocks just appear out of nowhere when you're going crazy in this game. Don't know how long this game's meant to complete. Expecting from an indie game it will be quite short, but probably not. Okay. What fish do I need to complete that order? Oh shit, I've already got those fish. I'm dumb. Had those fish for ages. Well, I've been collecting them for ages. I'm just selling them rather than giving them to them. Crab pots. Okay, crab pot. And then I will put that there. Just drop it out at sea anywhere. Okay. Sell those fish. Burial. Like, his best tune is probably Archangel. Like, that tune is peak. Like, truly. Like, that Untrue is one of his best albums, like, easily. His later stuff's really good. Like, the best album I've probably had recently is the new Danny Brown JPEG album. I do like rap quite a bit. Like, Scaring the Hose by Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia is superb. can I get? Pursuits. Search for the relics, get that. Ah, where do I get scrap from? Let's upgrade some stuff. Oh shit, I didn't pick up those, Can I get any more? Ah, light space. Let's drop them off there. Let's drop these crab pots just in the middle of this place. Should have slept for a bit longer, it looks like, but that's not like that matters. Also, I've only got one crab pot, fair enough. Nah, Danny Brown's a American rapper. Very good. I've seen him live when he opened for Run the Jewels. Like, that would have been years ago, actually. COVID's really just flown my whole fucking perception of time into whack. Like, things that I feel like 2 years ago happened like 5 years ago now. It's a joke. But if you're into rap, Danny Brown is definitely worth a listen. Same with JPEG. Danny Brown's got a really good podcast now, comedy podcast on Spotify. Usually you see it on TikTok scrolling through. That's probably my worst flaw, is that I use TikTok too goddamn much. They just know how the algorithms work, and you see something, you're like, oh, another one of this, and you've been there for about 40 minutes. To be fair, like, instead of listening to new music, always I'll just fucking stick on Taylor Swift. Can't go wrong with Taylor Swift. I think I put 16,000 minutes into listening to her last year. Exactly. The passage of time has just went way too quickly now. To be fair, you work at a job you hate, and then you go in, you do your job, and you'll quit next week, and then however long passes. Like, too many hell jobs I've had. But the last hell job I had was, I worked there for a good year, got promoted and everything, was offered a pay rise above minimum wage, everything was looking up, and then the boss, the right prick he was, oh, when can I get that pay rise? We'll talk about it another day. Done that for 2 months, and I'm like, so he's making me do all this extra work running the bar for him, and not getting paid rightly for it. So I quit and my pal got me a job the next week essentially, and then bam. Oh, Julie fuck, superb. Got wrecked. As I say, I don't usually drink, so when I do drink I kind of go a bit off the rails. Me and my pal went. It was kind of a laugh. Like, we were both just fucking chilling one day, having a smoke, and then we noticed, oh, Dua Lipa tickets on sale, and I'm like, I've got the money. I'm like, if they're less than 40 quid, we'll go. They were 40 on the dot, and I'm like, screw it, why not? I enjoy her music, not as much as Taylor Swift, obviously, but end up going there. And the Hydro, first ever gig at the Hydro, and not the worst. Honestly, prefer the Hydro to when I went to Transmit. I think I've got so much footage of shit I've filmed over the past couple of years that's just sitting in my phone storage, just waiting to be edited and uploaded. Edited, the word used lightly. Like, I've got, when I went to New York last year, I've got a bunch of stuff from that. I've got Transmit stuff. But Transmit was good, but the thing I've noticed now about fucking COVID is, after COVID, you go to a gig now, all the youngins, well I say youngins like I'm not fucking young, but 25 compared to 18, yeah, they're younger than me. Like, none of these fucking Waynes have any self-respect now for anything. Like, went to Transmit to see the Strokes specifically. They were the last act on. We get there, like, yeah, so we have a decent view, because we skipped the last couple of songs of Jimmy Eat World to see them. Get there, turns out the techno hardstyle, like, DJs, like, the fucking Slam Tent, they kicked out at around 9. No, they kicked out at 8:30, the Strokes were on at 9. We get there, it's full of all these fucking folks wedged at their nut. And I'm no judging, fucking, we've all been there, right? But these folk had no self-respect. It's like, if you don't like the band, why are you wasting your time here? Like, all they did was complain. And then the Strokes even noticed that, like, Julian Casablancas, and he called them out, like, in the crowd just being stale. And it's like, I'm no one to take anything to offence like that, but, fuck, come on, if you're gonna go see a band, at least try and engage with it. Especially when you see, like, a band like the Strokes, who are one of the best live bands ever, and, like, to be fair, they're only good when Julian Casablancas is fucking wrecked. And then he was, but he was half cut, which was respectable. I've seen live footage of Julian Casablancas get on stage and not even sing any of the songs correctly. 45? No, I'm only 25, man. 25. Had this YouTube channel since fucking for 10 years now, but I only just started posting on it just before COVID. No, only 25. Didn't know I gave off a more older, well put together appearance online. Let's go back to the base. Oh, my phone's ringing. I will be back in a moment. Fucking telemarketers. Don't even know why we have a landline anymore. Only 65? Julian Casablanca. I'll actually just Google what his actual name is. I assume it's probably that. Or that's just a stage name, of course. I think that is his real name. No, that's his real name, Julian Fernando Casablancas. Good stage name to have. Throw out that fish and pick up that. So when you finish the day at work, you just can't be arsed actual, you know, doing anything of note. Oh shit. Spooky. Ah, fuck. You made me crash it. My whole Christian name, Lewis Smith. I don't think... Oh, no, I've said that on stream before. Definitely showed off my name. You could find me on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook. My picture on me on Facebook is still me from 6 years ago. 84 pizzas. The address stays, that stays firmly with me. I'm not gonna dox myself online. So what did I miss out on there? After crashing. The Joker vids were just a accumulation of smoking and drinking and taking the piss. I think me and my pal went to see the Joker like that day or that week. No, I wouldn't. No, I would. Yeah, I made those Joker vids just when I seen the Joker. I could arguably be a better Joker than fucking Jared Leto. Maybe I'll apply for the new Joker role when the Batman movies come out. There will be more Joker content. The only reason I've kind of stopped those videos is because my old phone, the microphone fucking busted. Like in some of those old Joker vids you can definitely hear. Drink the beer, Batman, or the people will die. Foster's Lager beer is for villains. The craft beer is a... Batman, I really think you'll like a craft beer. I'm a big Batman fan, I'd say. I do like the comics and the movies. I even like the Zack Snyder movies as much as they are kind of bullshit and not really adhering to the classic Batman mythos well, but what else can you say? Do you know of any strange occurrences? The mayor. Throw it back. Okay, so you'll have one of those shipwrecks. I'll get him a belt buckle. There will be more Joker content in the future. Probably film some tomorrow if I'm with my pal. I've got my pal I call him my producer on the channel. He gives me inspiration. And maybe he'll buy a bottle of poppers from the corner shop, see if I can get any more content out there. Oh crap, oh shit, did I sell those crabs? No, I didn't. Okay, so I need the fiddler crab. And then sell the last of this fish. And then on dock. Now, this game is actually pretty damn good. Quite chill for Lovecraftian fishing simulator. Speaking of, there's not many good Lovecraft movies out there. Like, they all missed the point of what is Lovecraft, essentially. Like, Event Horizon is probably the only actually good Paul W.S. Anderson film. Where does that need to go? Behind here. What was this? The first Burton film and the first Nolan film are probably the weakest ones of the series. Like, the sequel to Batman 89 is Batman Returns, which is probably one of the best Batman films. And exactly, Batman Begins is weak. Like, Dark Knight is amazing. And when Batman Begins came out, I was doing quite young, and I remember I fell asleep in the cinema watching it. That's how boring it was. And I fell asleep during like a chase scene, like on the Batmobile, and I'm just like, what's the... You know, the way there was no Batmobile in the first movie, that got introduced in the second one. It's like a chase scene or something. But those movies aren't that good. It's Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises are really good. And the best Batman film still is what do you call it? The Mask of the Phantasm, which is the animated film. Like, I still think what do you call it? The best Batman is still the animated series, like it's a children's cartoon, but it's like so good, like easily, like amazing. The Tumblr was cool. Still think the best Battlefield is the one from the animated series. Like, the animated series is just... I remember watching it as a kid and just going, this is perfect. Like, it gets everything the comic is, and it also remembers that Batman isn't just this scary bullshit, like, man of mystery that beats up criminals. At his heart, he's a good person. That's Batman Forever. That movie is not good. I've seen like an argument in recent years that even the campness of it is worth it. Is like makes up for it, but I don't. Things that are overly camp for the sake of it are just they don't really do it for me. Unless it's what do you call it? Lynch stuff. Like Inland Empire was a bit over the top and campy. Oh, where was it I need to go? That grieving father. But the best live action Batman film would be the new one with Robert Pattinson. Like, that at the end got what really makes Batman Batman, with the fact that he's a good person. Like, I was thinking of actually watching that tonight. So we've got the 4K for that. How do I give him the belt buckle? Yes, there you go. Oh. Yeah, I'll need to sleep. I'll get some fishing done first. Nah, I can't pick up any of those anyway. To be fair, Batman's had more good movies than Superman. Like, I can't even think of any good Superman films apart from Man of Steel, which is one of those movies that's very divisive. Oh shit. Chip Cheese Donna, that is my #1 vid at 18,000 views and like 50 likes. And if you want to know a secret from that video, my pal forgot to put the cheese on the doner when putting the order in Just Eat, so it's just chips and doner. You know a little secret now. Sell the fish. But that chip cheese doner is still my biggest video. Don't know why. The thing is, like, you see a lot of people that do their YouTube channels and try to get the trends and all that, and I just film what I want to film, which, that's the main thing. The moment you start filming to catch the trends and all that and make an actual career, this is never a plan to be a career or any of that bullshit. Like, trying to get monetized on YouTube is impossible near enough, like where you have to have 1,000 hours watched a month, and then what? No, it's like something like that. 1,000 hours watched a month and 1,000 subscribers, and I'm what 227 subscribers and 50. The London tours, I did love doing the London tours. The second time was, I didn't really film much the second time round, just on account of being lazy and being with pals. Cash? No, I make no cash whatsoever from this. Like, you need, as I was saying, you need like 1,000 subscribers to even like, for them to even acknowledge you for cash. And then you have to like essentially just be very like content friendly. Like you can't do anything that's remotely not child friendly, which is bullshit because it kind of just takes away from the fact that I remember back in the day when YouTube, like, you could do anything on YouTube and get away with it. Now it's just, oh, you have to watch what you're doing here, make sure the children don't care. Like, I've seen people now, you can't say, like, fucking all that, like, or you'll get demonetized. I've heard they're getting rid of that now and just saying, oh, you can do whatever you want, like, when it comes to saying words. But YouTube have made it very difficult for anyone to get monetized now. However, YouTube is still more, consumer friend, creator friendly than anything like TikTok is. Like I've heard TikTok's just bullshit if you want to get your stuff monetized. Like I done TikTok for a bit and yeah, some views pop off more than YouTube, but when you see what those content creators on TikTok have to go through to make any money, it's crazy. Like you have to be pumping out videos, like 6 or 7 videos a day just to even make like a penny. Shit, where am I meant to be going? Steel Point. Oh fuck, Steel Point was all the way up north. Maybe one day I'll get money from YouTube, but I doubt it. I need more subscribers for that to happen, and as I say, I don't really trace the trends. Closest thing I done to trace the trends was play Resident Evil 4. And do like a Steelbook unboxing of the game. Put one of them in there, and then sell the fish I've got. No, I didn't pick up any fish. Shit. That's the thing, I don't really know anyone that's really made it off YouTube. And I'm sure as hell not doing Twitch, because that place is a cesspit. Like, everyone is just... The Joker vids actually were just filmed on Instagram, like, using their filter back in the day. Like, TikTok was mainly just for, I actually forget what I filmed on TikTok, I should go check. Like, yeah, TikTok. There's one Joker vid on TikTok that I don't think I posted. And the rest are just bullshit, like that was me trying to follow the trends and make it big, and then I just went, fuck that bullshit. Yeah, I've got a sailor's mouth and I'm playing the sailor game. Okay, Steel Point is that way. Is that Steel Point? Yeah. For the Joker vid, you have my pal to thank for them. Like, he helps me. I'll ad-lib a bit and then he'll give me a bit of ideas to do for sequels. To be fair, I came up with the OG Joker vids. So this thing, I haven't really done many those crack it vids in a while. Okay, let the builder know. I'll sleep. I was thinking about getting a camera for the PS5. So on my list of things to get, like I really want to get those 3D headphones. They have the Pulse ones. But the problem with the fucking PS5 shit, the peripheries are also fucking expensive. Like, the camera I think is... Shit, I'll just check how much the camera is. PS5 camera... To be fair, the PS5 camera is only 40 quid. That's actually respectable. And there's someone actually eBay selling it for 25 on sale. Might actually buy that soon. And the headphones are like 70 quid. Because there is a plan to get the camera. Just for the horror game reactions and all that, and essentially anything. Probably do quite a few, but the moment I get the fucking PlayStation camera, I become like a fucking Christian lol cow. Also with the camera, you just see me constantly vaping. Another one of my vices. Don't vape, it's not good for you. Well, at least I don't smoke anymore, like actual smoke. What was I doing? Actually, I need to go talk to the builder. But the camera's a good investment, I think. Shit, I need that. I'll come back and pick that up once I've sold this stuff. Where's the builder? There she goes. Oh shit, I need to take her there. Okay, I'll sell those fish. Go to the dry dock. Dry dock. Put that there. Pick up the builder. Pick up that crab, bring it back for that quest. As I was saying, this streaming thing, it wasn't really the plan to do this quite a bit, but the thing is, I actually quite enjoy it. Even though there's not many viewers that watch, I usually only get like 1 or 2. It's always fun. Gives me something to do when playing a game anyway. And I also put these streams up as VODs anyway, so people that have missed them can watch them and helps get my view counter up. Okay, $58. A mutant fish. I'll rest. Exactly. They lied and said it was water vapour when it's clearly not. It's all these fucking sugar chemicals and everything just pumped straight into you. And it's also like, with a cigarette, you know the end game. You roll one, you smoke it, you're done. But with the vape, it's constantly like, oh, one puff, nope, another. To be fair, when I first started vaping, I knew for a fact I was going to get addicted when I bought one of those fucking dumb elf bars. I bought it, said to myself, I'm going to get addicted, and I don't care. And lo and behold, it happened. To be fair, I think I could quit. I did have to get a tooth pulled like last year, and I obviously had to quit so I didn't get a dry socket, and I stopped vaping for a good week while I was waiting. And don't get me wrong, I was getting the jitters, but I could have held off and stopped, but I enjoy it too much to care. It's one of those things like short life, not a long life. Especially when you see how badly this world is going to hell now. You have to enjoy the simple things. If something gives you pleasure, why not? Within reason, enjoy it. To be fair, I don't vape those dumb elf bars anymore. Like, I've got an actual proper vape, which saves money, like you wouldn't believe. Those elf bars are a joke. How much do they cost? Like, what, £5? And then you go to the city centre of Glasgow and then you find some of those wee corner shops trying to... One time I finished work, headed to the corner shop, and I'm like, I'll get a vape and then I'll get in the train and head to visit my pal in the south side. Get there to the shop, and I'm like, how much for like fucking sweet strawberry elf bar? £9.50. Literally just went fuck off to the guy, and he went, how much do you want to pay? And I'm like, £5, and he's like, I can do £7.50, and I'm like, never went back to that shop again. And I like to buy just at that shop and give them my money, because it's like those smaller shops, like you want to give them the money. No, it's cigarettes, man. Like, if you're actual smoking real fags, like, a deck of fags now costs what? A pack of Chesterfields are what? 14 quid for a 20 deck? That's a joke. And then, like, if you really, like, Rollies is probably the best possible financially, but then still, the price went up for that, like, even more. Like, they keep putting the price up 50p every 6 months, and it's just, it's getting to the point where they clearly don't like smokers, and I understand why. Like, obviously the NHS is not really like good with that. Like, our taxpayer money is going to funding folk smoking, and when it could be going for people that aren't knowingly putting their lives on the line. But that's my prerogative in the end. Like, I remember the days when, like, I would have been 16, but my pal had, like, a massive beard and was bald at 16 and 6'4", so he could fucking go in and buy his 10 decks of Mayfair for, like, 4 quid. It was perfect. Fucking 50 G's is $90 in Australia. That's bullshit. Actual fucking bullshit. Like, 'cause I remember when I was coming back from New York, like, I was in the duty free America, got 550 grammars gold leaf for, I think it was $45 USD, which comes out to 40 quid. That is an amazing deal, but for 1 gram of 50G, I assume it's probably amber leaf or gold leaf, what, fucking $90? Don't know what 90 ASD is, or AUD. But that is a joke. $90. And I thought it was bad here when a 50G costs 30 quid. Or is it? It's like 25, 30 now. Australia really fucked it, especially seeing it's like, it made sense the prices were that high when the mining industry in Australia was booming, but that's all gone, and the prices are still at that level. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know, like, to be fair, like, I find straights just too rough. Like, a rollie is smoother for me. But to be fair, I haven't smoked an actual fucking fag in God knows how long. The vape's, like, where it is now for me. Or smoking wacky backy. Or... He's bored? Oh shit. To be fair, like in the UK, you get the black market tobacco. Go to the bars in Glasgow and you get the folk tobacco, 20 quid, and they've got 50 grammers for like 20 or 15. But the tobacco you get from black market isn't the same. Like the depot cut it with shit. Like it doesn't burn well. It's not worth it. Like the money you're wasting on the fake shit you could easily get with the real shit, and it's actually worth it. That's why I don't smoke actual fags now. Quit that in college. The only New Year's resolution I've actually done where I actually followed it was quitting fags. But the vapes are dead. As I said, we don't know much about vapes, and I'm pretty sure these are going to be so much worse for you in the get-go in the long run. What can I buy here? Exactly, it's just not worth it. Haven't been to the bars in a while. Used to work in the bars for a wee bit. Business I work for. There's a running thing. I must have bad luck. All the businesses I've worked for in the past 5 years have went under. To be fair, COVID and cost of living crisis hasn't helped, but still, I've got bad luck when it comes to that. But the way I see it is like they're probably gonna ban actual like smoking, like cigarettes and tobacco. Like they say that's what they're planning doing by 2030, but it feels like such a fuck you in the face of everyone else. Like I know it's bad, but people are allowed to make their own decisions at the end of the day. But the vaping's definitely better, seeing as I have asthma. Like, the cigarettes did not help that one bit. Still bored, shit. I'll sleep then. So if you're looking for content like mine, the guy doesn't really post much anymore on his channel, but there used to be a guy called Davey Ootin' About in the House. He's also from my hometown. From what it looks like, he lives about fucking round the corner from me. who makes content similar to mine, definitely inspired by him. Like, the content I really enjoy doing is the really dumb, just filming just the shit that people don't film and it's going to be forgotten about. Like, what do you call that? Archiving just the passing of time in the local area or the town. Because it's like, in 20 years, no one's going to have filmed the fact that a street of shops in my town centre got knocked down and built into a big, like, a park area. But I've got that in tape, and I'm probably the only one that's got that in tape that actually had the hindsight to film that. Not like it actually matters, because who wants that stuff? Exactly, the war on drugs has helped no one but the criminals. Like you just look at, they just banned that NOS. Never done that shit. That shit is fucking dumb. Like, NOS gives you the same effect as poppers, and poppers don't fuck you up for life. Like, NOS seems safe, but that shit has the ability to, if you fucking inhale it straight through the canister, to just, like, it causes your throat disease, and I'm not one of those people that believes all that fucking, you go on the talk to Frank bullshit and, like, government-based websites that try to scare you off drugs. Like, scaring folk off drugs never worked. Like, when I was younger, I experimented with fucking everything, basically, and just all the anti-drug shit you get at school doesn't stop you from experimenting. So what they should be teaching children is not like, don't take drugs, it's if you're gonna take drugs, not that we're telling you to, but if you're gonna, be safe with it in moderation. To be fair, I didn't listen to those lessons either, but but if tobacco all went black market, it would just be a really bad idea. Because the government do say they're planning on banning tobacco by 2030, so they're probably just going to keep increasing the price slowly but surely to the point when a 20 deck of fags will cost you what? I think, let me just check how much a 20 deck of Marlboro actually costs in the UK. I know Marlboro's the most expensive. Well, 20 deck of Mayfair, where I used to smoke, 20 Mayfair UK price. Right now, 20 deck of Mayfair will set you back 13 quid, which is actually cheaper than I thought it was, but still. Like, I remember when you could get a 10 deck for 4 quid. Those were the days. But those days are long gone now. Don't know where I'm meant to go. But then it's like, the moment they ban tobacco, what's going to happen? It's all going to go black market, or folk will go to vaping, and by the time that tobacco is banned, if they do end up banning it, like they say they're going to do, all the medical reports of the actual dangers of vaping will be out. Like, we're already seeing all this shit about what popcorn lung, I think it is they call it, and they're going to come more and faster and far between. Like, people are getting fucked up faster from vapes now than folk. Obviously, cigarettes take what, 20, 30 a year to give you cancer, and even then you might not even get cancer. Like, I've known folk that have smoked their entire life and never got cancer, and then I've also known folk that have smoked their entire life and got cancer. That's actually respectable, 12 quid, but still, that's too much. Respectable, and that's how I thought fags were much pricier than that. Where to go? Ah, shit. Oh, shit. But that's the problem. Like, the government we have now, this Tory government, as much as they'll complain, they don't do anything right. But you'd think, seeing as they're all in the pocket of big tobacco, that they'd be like, oh, we'll loosen the laws, make them cheaper. But no, they just don't care about the average consumer. BMW, man, I don't know what that means. Ah, sorry. Oh, 5 years. Oh, aye, well, 3 now. Yeah, more than I've ever had on a stream. Hopefully I'll get more subscribers out of that. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content like this. That's possibly the best thing I'll come up with. Not really good, then I get stuck on the spot like that. Shit, where's the... I thought there'd be a town near here, but there is not. Oh, there is. Fuck, I'm blind. Well, I'll need to sleep as well. My guy's going to crack it. Exactly, I'm getting big now. I'm a famous influencer. Oh, speaking of influencers, like, that's one of the reasons I really hate TikTok, as much as I use it. Like, you just get so many complete and utter narcissists on that. Like, there's some guy I see on TikTok, Mr. UK TikTok. He genuinely thinks he's some massive, big-brained influencer when he's just... All he does is complain that he doesn't get the views he used to. It's like, if that's what you're in this game for, then you're not going to make it anywhere. Talking about brand deals when there is no brand deals. He's just bullshitting. Like, TikTok allows your average narcissist to get a little bit of fame and it gets to their head and they just fucking eat it up. Like, the moment I start getting to, oh, you know I'm off YouTube, that's the moment someone needs to fucking stick a bullet in my head and just end it there, because there is no point in it anymore. Don't get me wrong, sometimes they'll take the piss and just be like, oh, I'm an influencer, but obviously never to an actual person that doesn't know that I'm taking the piss, obviously. What is this? Oh, I can dock here. Oh, a generator. Laboratory. Open the cupboards. Okay, I'll take that. Maybe one day I'll end up a little bit bigger, like, YouTube-wise. Don't get me wrong, if someone offered a brand deal... Irvine... I haven't been to Irvine in a long time. I've applied for jobs in Irvine, but never heard back for any of them. Went to... The last time I specifically remember being in Irvine for any was, they done like a live show there and I went there with my cousin and my dad. Good times, but that was at the old, the big, fuck, what do you call it? Fuck, I'm forgetting the name. The... the big place where they had the ice hockey and they play all the gigs and shit. It was there and it was a fun time. But never really in Irvine. So I was usually Kilmarnock or Glasgow. Got a bunch of pals that live in Glasgow, so that's usually where I go. Like in the next 2 days, going out in Glasgow for a pub crawl, so you might see a bit of content there. Drink-wise. As much as Kelly's a shithole, it's my shithole and I can't respect it for that. Ah, it was the Magnum, it's the fucking place I was looking for. So I remember my dad was telling me, like, when he was younger, Irvine, Irvine Beach is quite good, I like, used to go there with pals, we'd drive up and just chill. Better than air, fucking hate air. Sorry if there's any air watching us watching this in the past or the future, but air's not. I went for college there, it's just a bit too posh for me. People that live in air seem to think they have it when they don't. Shit, what was it then? Exactly. To be fair, I love Glasgow though. It's the only place you get good nightlife now. Kilmarnock's dead when it comes to nightlife. There's what? One club in Kilmarnock, and it's no wait, there's one club now because they've all shut down. And then the pub I used to work at that went under got bought over and replaced with a bar slash, not even a club because it's only open to one. And it's, from what I've heard, everyone's just ectoed at their nut and completely just whitey all over the toilets. Nobody cleans it. To be fair, when I worked there, all I had to do was unblock toilets. And something you never realise until you work in hospitality and bar work is the women's toilets are 1,000 times worse than the guys, easily. The guys take a bit more respect to the toilets. Storage, put that in storage, put that in storage. I wonder if I can keep storage quite full. But as I was saying, Kelly nightlife is just dead. Even the pub life in Kilmarnock is kind of dead now. Like, all the youngins are taking eckies, and all the older folk in their 40s are just sniffing chin constantly. And it's like, all that shit's fine when you're also doing it, but when you're just drinking, it's just, the vibes are completely different. No, the women are just, like, their toilets are completely disgusting. Them every Saturday have to unblock the toilets, and none of the folk that worked for me in that bar would do it. Like, I had to be the one to do it, because they were all just, oh, I don't want to have to deal with, like, vomit and shit and that. And it's like, fun fact, neither do I, but I'd use that as an excuse. Unblock the toilet, horrible 5-minute job, but then I can't take the piss with it and just be like, I'm going out for a smoke, we'll be back in half an hour. And they couldn't judge me because I'd done the job they didn't want to do. Bar work's fun, but at times it can just be a drag. The long hours, the fact that most people that get wrecked, they just don't listen to reason and just hurl abuse. There was one time, it was about 12:30, guy comes in, his ID's been checked at the door, he's 18, I know he's 18, checked his ID, it's a real one. Then he brings in his pal, who I know for a fact is 17, is bored as well, because he, like, when we tried to kick him out in the past, he was a cheeky bastard and just wouldn't fucking leave. So I'm trying to be like, you can stay, mate, but your pal has to leave. That's a matter of fact. And then he's fucking clenching his fist and getting in my face like, don't speak to my pal that way. And I'm like, bro, like, you're not the problem here. It's your pal. I'll bar you both if you fucking pipe up to me like that. Luckily for me, like, I always told the bouncer that if there's a problem like that, I'll deal with it, and if things go fucking south, you jump in. But I want to be the one to deal with my own problems. That kind of backfired when I had the knife pulled on me. Overall, bar work's fun, but it can be a drag. Especially when you're like the oldest person working there and everyone's like in the 18, 19, and there's folk you know, it's their day off on the Saturday, they're in on the Sunday. It's your day off on the Sunday and you know you're going to get that call at 10 o'clock being like, they've called in sick, they put a sickie and you need to come in. And back then I was a bit of a fucking pushover and my boss would be like, I'd be like, alright, I'll come in and do working like 6-7 days a week because folk wouldn't come in for their shifts. Don't get me wrong, at that time I was loaded, but it wasn't good for social life. Definitely not. Same way always. There's a lot of stuff in Kelly when it comes to bars and restaurants. Like new ones open up every week and then shut down every week. Like I know it's probably like that everywhere, like with cost of living, but I don't know who the fuck's deciding we're gonna open a restaurant these days, mate. Exactly. Like as I was saying, I think with COVID, like the fact that all these younger folk have never had to, like, they've lost out in a lot of their, what do you call that, fucking, with COVID they've lost out in a lot of that learning experiences, so now people just don't know how to act. And it's not just like that here in, like, it's like that here in, like, Scotland, but from what I'm hearing about, like, on TikTok and that, it's like that fucking everywhere, especially in America. Like, these new kids and that, like, you know, like, teenagers and young adults now, they just don't know how to act. Like, treat anyone with actual respect. Like, they all think they're the top dog, and it's like, I think back and I'm like, was I like that at their age? And I'm like, no, I fucking wasn't. I was actually a decent human being, or at least tried to be for the most part. Like, you're seeing all this shit now, like I seen something on fucking TikTok, and I'm like, obviously you don't believe everything you see off TikTok, so you have to do a bit of research to see if folk are taking the piss with you or not, but there was something I seen the other day, fucking, in Australia, 3 lassies fucking invited their pal round and fucking beat her up and literally tortured her for laughs and filmed it and put it in Snapchat, and it's like, it's like, what's going through these Wayne's head now? For one, torturing someone is just evil, but then filming it, putting it online for folk to see, is like, that's dumb. Like, obviously you're gonna get caught and charged for that, and I don't think they have been charged yet. Because they're kids and, like, at 15 or they get a slap. Like, also, that's another thing. These Waynes now, they don't fear the police. Like, if you know a lot about Kelly the now, you've seen shit like this happening at the bus station. The Waynes are just running rampant ever since they got these free bus passes, riding on the buses and actually, like, causing, like, vandalism and shit. Don't get me wrong, like, I love graffiti, like, that's the only vandalism I respect, as long as it's not, like, racist or bigoted and that. But, like, when I used to work in Glasgow, I knew quite a few graffiti artists, and they're great artists. Like, one of them recently, Rada, he had a piece in art museum with that. But these kids now, they just don't have any respect for anyone that's not in their group. It's them against the world when I understand, like, when it feels like the entire world is out to get you, maybe that's the way. Oh, it's the Collector and Blackstone Isle, I need to get that too. Hopefully things will change and people will end up just being nicer human beings, but as pessimistic as it is, I just don't believe it. So that's me bitching about folk. It's like it's not like I'm like an old June. I've been there, done that, but just annoys me these days. Especially when you have to work with folk like that. Oh, the key trophy. Okay. Exactly. So, to be fair, I'd allow my Waynes on the internet, but fuck it. If I had Waynes, exactly, but I keep them the fuck away from TikTok. That app is brain rot, and that's just someone that uses it on a regular occasion. It's just not good for anyone. To be fair, I had unfettered access to the internet from a very young age, and it definitely hasn't helped with, like, worldview and the like, but I don't think it's fucked me up in the sense of the way these Waynes now are acting. It's not just the Waynes, like, as I was saying earlier, these narcissists you see in TikTok. Like, I seen one person, a Scottish person in off Aberdeen, they go by Scottish Declan on TikTok, 94,000 followers, and they just sit, make videos and complain that they're fucking, oh, they've got social anxiety, all this stuff, and it's like, I've got anxiety, well, I did have anxiety in the past, can't get over that, but they just think they're the future, like, and it's like, you're just a regular human being that got a little bit of fame and you've let it get to your head. Like, too many people like that on TikTok. And these aren't children, these are grown adults acting this way. Can't have this stream turn into a little bitch off about folk. Don't know how long I'm planning to stream for. So it's only going to be a short stream, but I'm enjoying this game. Exactly. That's the one thing, it's like, when I left school in 2015, and the thing I've noticed now is a lot of folk I left school with, they stayed with high school, like, boyfriends and girlfriends and that, got married and ended up having Waynes with them. And I'm like, each to their own, good and for them that they found the person they love and care about and all that, but I couldn't imagine having a Wayne they knew, let alone at like 21, 22 when they were all having their Waynes. It's just, especially seeing it's like, you've barely lived your own life, let alone now raising another life, that you have to have a little bit of worldview and experience to raise someone the right way. And I don't, like, if this is how these like young Waynes are acting now, what's the generation next going to be like? I don't know. Like, the internet is a different place than it used to be. Like, So I've been on YouTube for, well, you've been using YouTube, not making videos, since about 2007, 2008, would have been in primary school. But back then YouTube was, yeah, you got crazy shit, like, you used to be able to find live leak videos on YouTube, like, people dying and all that shit. Like, that's definitely not good for a Wayne to see. Obviously, YouTube's not like that anymore, but back in the day it was. Like, then live leak doesn't even exist anymore. But YouTube's changed a lot. It's definitely for the better, but also for the worse. It stifled creativity by just telling folk you have to underdo these sort of things if you want to make any bit of money on this site. But then it's also good because obviously they don't have the folk getting killed on fucking YouTube. To be fair, you can find the video of Colonel Gaddafi getting killed. I've got a content strike from like 3 years ago that will forever stay on my channel because I filmed drinking a pint while watching Colonel Gaddafi get pulled out of his wee hole. Still annoyed. If that video's on YouTube, why am I not allowed to film it? That was some cracky content back in the day. Oh, a new book. But yeah, the internet is it's a weird place. Exactly. I don't ever plan on having wins, I'm not a fan. But it should be for the folk that want to have wins. It's like raising someone that's just actually. I'm not even saying people need to be like the paragons of the earth and be the best possible person they can be. I'm just asking for folk to have a sense of common decency for their fellow man. Simple as that. Like, because that's what we're lacking these days. Like, I'm not a communist or anything like that, but capitalism and the way it makes people think and act, it's all about self-service and greed. And people don't realise it is capitalism. Like, you just see the greed people feel these days for fucking over everyone and trying to make a bit of cash. Like all those Andrew Tate types and alpha men, it's not good for the minds of the children. Like, I thought I was hearing all this shit about children, these young teenagers nowadays in high school and even as young as primary school being all like, Andrew Tate's he's a real G. He treats women the way they deserve to be treated and all that. And children don't actually buy into this shit. I know a couple of people that are teachers, and there is children as young as 12, 13 running about treating women with utter disdain and disrespect, all because some man on the internet told them to, simply as. It's crazy shit. Hopefully things will change, but I'm a bit of a pessimist when it comes to shit like that. But you're always going to have those people that are looking for fights and they get all that shit. Oh shit. Oh, I got a cod. No shit, my phone's out of charge. Need to charge it, that's what I'm getting the, what do you call it? The chat. Oh, my iPad's charged though, so we'll use that. Ah shit, my knees. I do feel like an old and my knees are fucking acting up. Sit down for too long. Where is YouTube? On my iPad, there we go. Andrew Tate, I just feel sometimes he'll say some stuff that makes sense, but then also his character and persona would be fine if he didn't just imbue it with a sense of... He blurs the line between persona and real, actual who he is as a human being. Because, like, the persona was all well and good until, you know, charged with, whatever you call it, human trafficking. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, he didn't do that, but then there's literal videos of him explaining the process of how he gets the girls, how he does all this, and it sounds like human trafficking. But if it ends up that he doesn't get charged and all that and everyone's wrong, then I'll be the first to be like, fair enough, because, you know, innocent until proven guilty. I definitely believe it's an act, but before even the act, he was describing the way he traffics these women, like, he'll convince them to come over, then he'll make them fall in love with him, and then he gets a lady who's in that world of Carmen and all that to convince them to join up, and then he takes their passport and basically holds them ransom. He would talk about that, and then obviously if it's an act, then there's no problem with it, but then there's a lot of allegations that make it seem like it's not an act, sadly. But there's a lot of characters like that are all just faking things. But that's the thing now, it's easy to say all this stuff and say it's an act, but then it's not an act, it's all a facade for you to actually do that stuff and then claim it's an act when you get called out on that bullshit. Like, what fucking, that freak Alex Jones, like, he says funny shit and then proceeds to say total bullshit, like, oh, school shootings are fake, it's all actors, no one actually died. And it's like, he went to court and when he got sued for that and just said, oh, it was all an act, I was playing a character. It's like, it's like, I believe in total freedom of speech, but there's consequences for shit like that bad. But I will be the first to say, if people do end up proven innocent, then I'll be the first to apologise and say I was wrong, but until then I'll read the news and hopefully things end up coming out true. Where can I catch a conker reel? Just sleeping. Ooh, what's that? Perch. But Andrew Tate is obviously a divisive topic. The internet is split on him. But I think it's another case of just TikTok just skewing the facts and such. To be fair, the only, like, what do you call it, social media I properly use is Twitter. Twitter's quite good though. Yeah, it's kind of went to hell ever since Elon Musk took over. But, mate, I keep hoping that he'll fix it, but it was bad before he took over and he made it worse, sadly. moving to Angerfell. Get a crest. Another quest done. Right, this Saturday, hopefully we'll have some good vids done, like with that pub crawl. I think it's just pubs in the Cathcart area in the south side of Glasgow. I'm planning on visiting my pals. Maybe they'll have craft beer on tap, but I doubt it. Oh, these headphones I've got are those cheap fucking Sony ones. They always hurt my ears. After long periods of use. Okay, creature that lives in the cliffs. Oh shit, yeah. Oh shit. Oh, is that what I need to do? So if this is all the quests, this might be a short game, because that's not a lot of quests. Sorry about this fucking stream turning into a total bitch fest for me. It's always good to have a little bitch here and there. People always seem to forget it's catharsis in a sense. Oh shit. New person just dropped. Okay, can I sell the fish I've got? Yes. Oh. Trophy. 2,000 of fish. Oh shit, I forgot my fishing rod is broken. Can I research something? Oh, I can get her to repair my stuff. She got any cool rods? Nah. Hydraulic rod. Ah shit, I don't have enough for that. Shit, I need another one for that. So I can get the halogen. Ah, it's too much money. 350. But Kilmarnock is dying these days. Literally nothing he has to do. To be fair, maybe that's what's driving the winds insane. Four fish go, okay. Okay, I need to collect. Oh, I know all these fish from Animal Crossing. Put way too much time into that game back in the start of COVID. To be fair, I think everyone that owned that game did. Hopefully my phone will charge, because using my iPad for fucking chat is annoying. Oh shit, I missed that goldfish. Oh, a new fish. Probably gonna play some Resident Evil 2 remake tonight. Love that game. Oh. Oh shit, don't get hit by that massive tornado. Fuck, how long have I been streaming for anyway? A good 2.5 hours, I think. Only tells me on the thing 2 hours rather than, you know, the specifics. But this is a good game. Definitely worth the $19.99 it cost. Always been a big fan of Lovecraft. You can get his entire bibliography for about like 15-20 quid on Amazon. Seeing as it's what you call that, public domain now. What fish was she looking for? Coquelin, gum, tiger fish. Yeah, I don't have any of them. I'll just go back and sell these at the shop. Yeah, 3 hours I've been streaming for now, which that's actually quite decent. Probably stream for another half hour or more. And then put this up as a VOD and oh shit, something slithers in my cargo. That sounds like a euphemism or something. No, but don't worry, my phone ran out of charge as well. I'm using my iPad for the chat right now. Nothing much, just picking up quests here and there. Need to catch some fish, which seems to be the gist of this game. How much space do I have left? I can't catch any of those fucking fish. Exactly, Quartermaster. Boaty big boat face. Got any good places to try out, Mo? Because I done a review of that Da Vinci's that you done as well, and it was one of the worst takeaways I've ever had, Mo. You were right. Just got a plain pizza and it was absolutely dire. Oh, I can sell those at that person. Should sleep now, get rid of my scary face. No more fear for my little fisherman. Can I upgrade anything? Nah. Have to try it next time in Giftnook. Never really in Giftnook though. Usually in the south side. Got a lot of pals in the south side. To be fair, my hometown has what's considered the best fish and chips in Scotland. The place to be. Highly recommend. Their special fish and chips is to die for. I need wood and scrap. Oh shit, I've got scrap in my storage. Oh shit, I shouldn't have undocked. Get to that point of the game where everything just becomes autopilot. What question I do? Okay, I need to go back to the Gale Cliffs. The chippy's called the place to be, P-L-A-I-C-E, like the fish. It's in Riccarton in Kilmarnock. They've won like best chippy in Scotland quite a few times. They were on Ant Deck Saturday Night Takeaway a couple of months back. That was a big moment for the town. Probably the best eatery in town. Well, big chippy, and definitely the best chippy in town. Eatery, probably Ocean's 11, same place you can get a good pint of Guinness. Like, they do a really good Jack Daniels sizzling steak. It's like Jack Daniels peppercorn sauce on, like, you can get a sirloin or a, forget, ribeye, sirloin or ribeye, and it's like 15 quid. Comes with onion rings, chips, perfect meal. What can I sell him? Doubloons. Kelly's got quite a few chippies though. Most of them mid. Oh, it's superb, truly. Don't know why I fished that, don't have enough space in my inventory. Should really go looking for upgrades. Oh, I should put the crab pot back out. It's just taking up inventory space. Where is the crab pot? There it is. Oh, cheers, mate. Sure again, and hopefully you enjoy work, but doubt it. Take care, man. See you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, I seen a big fish over in the distance. Where have I not explored? So I've explored over there. Should go back to... Well, I need to find some upgrade parts, which will probably be about around these wee corners. Oh, scary fish. This isn't what you're getting at the chippy. I think this is probably the longest I've streamed for, 3 hours. Might as well keep streaming for as long as I can before I end up getting this job soon, or start working again soon. Should have the job come 2 or 3 weeks from now, is when I'm due to start. Oh, 220. That's a good price for the fish. Yeah, I'll sleep. Should really invest in a better pair of headphones, because these ones... Yeah, it's like Shadows over Innsmouth and just any Lovecraft stuff. I haven't really encountered much of the Lovecraftian stuff yet. I think as the game progresses, it's going to get more and more in your face. Like, it's subtle at first, like I'm collecting little weird fish here and there, and then hopefully by the end we'll encounter Cthulhu or something. But overall, for 20 quid, this game is it's very interesting. Don't really play fishing games much, but for an exception to the rule, this is an interesting game. Always been a fan of Lovecraft, minus these, the racism and all that stuff. But he's a great writer. He did die penniless and alone at the age of 45, I think. It wasn't until after he passed that his work got the recognition. Keep getting lost here. What's this? Keep seeing all these fish, but I just want upgrade parts. I can't find them anywhere. Maybe that's it. Oh, here's some upgrade parts. So I think I need wood. Yeah. Yes, that's what I needed. Okay, let's play back here. Ah, shit. Haven't had an actual munchie box in God knows how long. Do love good doner. There was a really shit doner place that opened up in my hometown. German Doner Limited. Only place that does chicken doner in the whole of Kilmarnock, and it just was lackluster. They done like a really big opening, it's just not worth it, and they end up. Okay. And let's head back to home. Oh. Ghost ship. Ah, shit. So that's kind of the Lovecraft element. You go insane in the fog and shit starts popping out and getting you. Ah, now my light's off, so I'm gonna go insane faster. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, I lost a research part. And my boat's about to explode. Good thing I'm nearly... I lost all that shit. Cool. It's fine. Don't know how much I lost there. I don't think a lot. Let's try and get all that stuff back. Exactly. It's especially with the cost of living crisis now. It's like a munchie box is like it's only a good investment when you have someone to share it with. You've got cameraman though, so you're all set. Chip in a tenner each and you should be fine. But even then, a tenner still, that's a lot to spend on food. Especially when you and your pal, me and my pals all order a takeaway and you end up like spending like 40 quid. And you're just like, okay then. it's always worth it. Like, even if the food's getting crap, it's like, yeah. It's the experience of trying a new place usually that makes it for me. I always think that when I do beer reviews, like sometimes you go to a pub and you try a craft beer and it's like £6 and you're like, what? Who do you think I'm made of money? Because the way I do it is like, I work minimum wage jobs and I always like price everything up as this is an hour's worth of wages, which is never a good way to think about it because you're always like, 2 pints is like an hour's of my time. Maybe if every bar started doing that, they'd start putting the prices down. Or even every restaurant and takeaway. I understand that they've got bills to pay, especially now, like having worked in kitchens and the gas prices for like what they put on, like having the ovens on and shit. Like the prices they're paying now is extraordinary. Like I don't know how all these people are opening new businesses at this time. It really is crazy, like the prices at things these days. Well, the reason one of the businesses I used to work through, exactly. Like one of the places I used to work for, they went under because obviously it was a restaurant slash cafe, and they just couldn't keep up with the energy prices going up. And it's not like the government's doing anything to subsidise that for like small businesses. I'll sell that trinket somewhere and I'll sleep. This game overall was actually pretty good. Trying to figure out where to go next. Map. Getting fell. I can see the light. How much money do I have? $1,300. So I assume they haven't really said where this game's set, but I'm gonna assume it's some version of New England, Massachusetts maybe. Oh, the phone's ringing again. Probably the same telemarketer as before. No, I did not. I've never really played Diablo. The new one looks good. Like I like the fact that it's like you can actually change the world with stuff that you do. Always been interested in getting into Diablo, but it's like 3 games, and that's just the closest thing I've ever got to Diablo was that game, those Torchlight games back in the day for the 360. Torchlight 1 had Torchlight 2 on PC. Don't have a PC anymore, got rid of it. Had it for like 10 years and it just got to the point where it's just too old and just wouldn't work well. We'll probably get it when it comes out. Diablo 4 that is. From what I've seen, it did look pretty good. And I've heard good things about the beta, but the money investment I've seen, like, there's so much stuff you can spend real life money. Like, microtransactions always are kind of off-putting for me. Like a game I can just buy and it's done. The Hermit. Oh, I need to get the, who was I looking for? It was the Travelling Merchant. Ah, there she is over there. Okay, there's a collectible here. Artifact Manifest. Wooden Mask, Jar of Earth. I think after they've seen how well the Diablo Immortal on the phone went, like, all the fans were hating on that back when it first came out because there was no new actual Diablo game. But then I seen something. One guy spent $136,000 on the microtransactions in that game alone, which only just goes and tells them, oh, people will pay for this, and they don't care. Which puts people like me at risk, because like I do not pay for microtransactions in any game. I'm totally against it. It just doesn't do anything for me. Let's sell that lens for 90. Can I sell her there? Nah, I can't. Anything else I can buy from her? A net? Nah. I honestly didn't realise how long I've been streaming for. 3.5 hours now, and I haven't had anything to eat for dinner today, which is, that's my fault. Got too enveloped in this game, engrossed was the word I was looking for. I'll probably go back to where the base is, or the main town, save, and then end the stream and cook myself something. Didn't realise how hungry I was there, it just all hit me. What's that over there? Oh, it's Blackstone Isle. I would if I had the extra money to spend, but I've got a night out on Saturday, so I can't really go spending all the money I was saving for that. Maybe if I have money left over, I'll get a munchie box that night. Record it. Alcohol comes before food. That's my motto. Well, not really. I don't really drink much anymore. Not as much as I used to. That's they always say like COVID put alcoholism rates through the roof. I think I stopped drinking during COVID as much as I used to. Sell these fish and end the stream. Exactly. Also, a munchie box myself is always I've not got like a massive appetite, so I always end up just eating like a quarter, and then just the rest goes for like other days to eat. Oh shit, so storage. Oh shit. Sell that. I'll sell that later. What can I get the dried up before I end? So I need one more wood to get 2 more rod spaces. And I can get a bigger hull later. Yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you again later. Might come back after I've had something to eat, or I might watch a bit of TV show. And I can check how long I've been streaming for. 3 hours and 23 minutes. That's quite a while, so I'll end the stream here and see yous all later. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember to like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to see when I'm streaming or uploading again.